And we're live in the studio with me, Lauren Powers, the host of the Power Moves Health Marketing Podcast, where we are coming to you live every week, bringing you all the things that you need to learn and grow and scale in your health business. Today, I have another natural sister across from me. We have the most amazing Michelle Fletcher, who has built this incredible community for holistic practitioners. And for those that are trying to build community or want to know, what it takes to really build a community that's entrenched and ingrained and believes in a bigger goal and a bigger purpose, y'all better listen up, bookmark this episode, because Michelle is about to bring the truth and the knowledge. How you doing today, Michelle?
Oh, I'm fantastic. How are
It's
you?
good to I am good. It's good to see you. I'm glad you got a chance to drop by the Power Move studio.
Yeah,
And so you know what? Let's just kind of dive right in, right? Like you're a healer, you're a mother and a wife, in many ways an educator, a galvanizer, lots of lots of things.
right.
Like how do you describe yourself? Like being this heart-led practitioner and entrepreneur?
Wow. It's funny. I've always used the word connector because I love to connect people to solutions. And I love to first connect myself to solutions. And if I know that they work and they're amazing, then I'm like, oh, singing people's names or the solutions off the rooftop. So I consider myself like a connector of people, and I love people and learning about them, what they do, and learning for myself, and then also learning how potentially I can help them connect with someone that they may need or someone who needs them in the future. So,
Yeah, I'm the same way, and, like, I connect, like, effortlessly. I think the universe kinda tells me when it's, like, a good move or not, to kinda give someone a leg up or move them to the next step. It's a really, really unique gift. Have you always been this, like, connector, like, even since you were, like, a kid? Because I was.
I was. And it's so funny because I did notice that in you. Like when we first connected, I was like, oh, she has that gift too. I noticed it. Yes. You
Like, "Let me hook you up. There's somebody you need to know. There's
yeah.
somebody" like, yeah.
Yes. Which is so good. There's so many different people on this planet, but we all have our gifts and they help. We all work in like community so well together because someone who doesn't have that gift but loves someone like us along
Mhm.
kind of promote or to refer them to the right sources. So good.
Well, tell me this, because a lot of people may not know about your community. I've been following you for quite some time. I know you've got different chapters across the country. Let's just tell us, about this holistic business network that you've built and kind of where it's going.
Okay, yes, the Holistic Business Network. Oh, it's my baby. Um, so that is a community that was created out of what happened, 5 years ago, when we were
COVID.
kind of shut down, separated, and then there was a lot of information being shared. But me being a health and wellness like, in all things, I was like, "Well, I'm not hearing from the mainstream, like, the natural health and wellness solutions." So, in 2021, when people were still a little hesitant to get together, I decided to have these events that not only showcase what I do, where I've been educating people on the importance of plant nutrition and getting more plant, nutrition in their diets
Mhm.
14 years, but I wanted to showcase a lot of the modalities that I also used, right? So going to a chiropractor, acupuncturist, functional medicine doctor, holistic dentist, using natural products. I've been using like
Girl,
natural
people don't
deodorant.
know nothing about none of this. This is the journey I've been on for years, and it's like these are foreign terms to a
Oh,
lot of people still.
I know, but these are things I've been learning over the past 14 years. So I was just like, there's a lot of people that just don't know about this stuff. So I'm going to create the environment for them to come and learn. So we started having these events, which is now like our signature event, which has a number of really, some of them are very unique, holistic businesses. And then some of them are the ones that you're like, oh, I've been looking for that. I want to,
Right.
I want to grab something that they have. So because of that, a year later, we had such a demand for the people that were a part of those events because I vet everyone. It's not just anyone come and be a part, but I really want to know they would be someone that I would go to myself, that I had to create a community for people to be able to connect with these people. So we created the Holistic Business Network. And what started out as I just wanted to scream like the good things that these people were doing, these businesses were doing out into the marketplace. And now it's kind of evolved more into we're really creating high level connections for these businesses because they're working in silos. They need to get their voices heard. And I love to amplify their voices through my business partnership with a magazine that is a health
Hmm.
and wellness magazine. And just creating a lot of high level connections between my members and the opportunities that are out there.
Well, I want you to go a bit deeper though, because I know it's real easy for when things are just natural to you, like, yeah, we were locked up and then I just started doing events and I just start I know and there's a lot of people who part of their business where community is a part and they want to learn how to really use that. For some, use it as lead gen. For some, use it as, opportunities for growth and scale. For some to get speaking opportunities. There's all kinds of reasons
Yeah.
and ways to build a community. You started from zero. You know a lot of people. You're connected, I'm sure.
Mhm.
But how do you go from zero to now hundreds of members, probably thousands of members now, and chapters all across the country? Like, how? What's the toolkit there?
So I will share. So my background, my educational background is actually in the IT field. So worked in corporate for over 10 years. Then over, how old is my son now? 15, like 16 years ago, got let go of my job, had two little ones. So I was a stay-at-home mom for like a year. I then connected during that time with someone who introduced me to a whole food supplement business, and I started doing that. So that's what I've been doing for 14 years. And within that business, I created a team that had hundreds of people. So I've like, it's network marketing, and network marketing is such a great business model on how
Mhm,
you can expand your message to so many more people through just teaching them what you do and the process, and then they go and do what you do, and so they're connecting with people you would never connect with because that's their
mhm,
audience, right? So, I used that same concept when I started doing what I was doing with the Holistic Business Network. I just started having events here. People have been following me, like, all over the country because of the other business I had. I've made
mhm.
so many amazing friendships all around the country, also outside of the country, and they were like, "What is it that you're doing? What is that?" And, they were coming to me wanting to replicate what I was doing. So I was just like, "Oh, well, I can use
I
that."
have a thing.
Yeah, it's like copy and paste. I created a whole playbook with everything I do, listed it out. And when people wanted to join, I would just make sure they were a great fit, go through like a little interview process. And then once they were in, give them the playbook, walk them through how they would create what we're creating here. I'm in South Florida
Yeah.
with those events. Yeah.
Well, how did you start the events though? Like events to me seems like so daunting. Like, did you have an email list of like a business to business email list to just like reach out? Were you texting at the time? Were you Instagramming? Like, what was your first event and how did you even get people there?
Okay. So, funny enough, let me tell you, my network marketing business set me up so perfect because
Right.
it taught me all the things. So, I used to have events all the time, multiple times a month to promote my products. So, I had a number of different events. So, over the years, because I've had all these events and hosted probably thousands of people that have come in and out, I've
Mhm.
just made so many connections and even through my business, so my business attracts a lot of holistic practitioners because it's whole food supplementations, it's fruits and vegetables. So it's
Right.
a lot of holistic practitioners that recommend it because they're like, oh, yeah, this makes sense. It's natural.
Right.
So because of those things, I just had expanded my network so much over the years of being a part of that business. And then even outside of that, just like connecting, I would do all kinds of things, Lauren. I would do trade shows. I used to do networking events. I met so many people over back then it was what, 10 years?
Yeah.
2025, yeah. Over the 10 years, I had expanded my network so much that when I decided to do that type of event, which
Like a
was
an event for your own business. Because this was the launch of a holistic business network, right? Like the
yeah,
first event?
yeah, when I decided to go outside of the educational events I did and now go
Yeah.
to businesses, I already had a huge list of people that I was like, "Oh, I want a mental health therapist. Let me call my friend that does this. Oh, I want an
Yep.
acupuncturist. Let me call my," like, I had someone in every, like, area that I just called on, and there was, like, one person that I met for the first time who was, like, a natural soap person because I didn't have a natural soap person, like, in my tool belt, but now I do. So, it was really because I had expanded my network and already had that. But I
Mhm.
would say if someone was new to that, do Google searches. Like, it's super easy. You could type in what you're looking for. Like, you're looking for a niche, type in, like, even now, because when I expand to other cities, I did an event in North Carolina and I found all the people for the event. All I did was
Oh, yeah, because you don't have any do you have a chapter in North Carolina yet?
I did, but then the person moved to South Carolina, so now they're doing them
Gotcha.
in South Carolina. Um,
Gotcha.
So North Carolina is open if someone wants to start a chapter there. But I pretty much just went on Google and said holistic businesses within the area I knew I was going to have the event. And I put the area code or the city name, and it would pop up a bunch of people. And then I just start making phone calls or emailing or even going on their Instagram. I'll go on their Instagram.
Oh,
Oh,
since slide in that DM. I think
yep.
that's what I did to you, I think.
Yes. I slide in their DM and be like, hey, I'm going to be in town having this event. Would you want to be a part? There you
You
go.
know, a lot of people, Michelle, and I'll say practitioners, um, more specifically practitioners, because even though you have a practitioner background, educator, health educator, you still, I think, are more of a just a natural salesperson, a natural connector, have the gift of gab. That doesn't come naturally
I know.
to practitioners. And when they always hire me for marketing, for strategy, the very first thing is like them connecting with people, like, and not expecting people to just come to them,
Mhm.
but for them to like put themselves out there. And I find that to be a real challenge for these practitioners. What is your experience with that, especially people that are in your network?
No, it is. You are right.
It's a
That
big deal.
they will be so skilled at what they do, but actually
You'll
having
never know.
yes, I know they're like the best kept secret. I tell them all the time. So that is really the goal of our network is to like help amplify their voice because we know they're nervous, but we also want to empower them to like get your voice out there. And I keep telling people, how long is social media going to be free? We might be paying for that one day. You better start taking advantage and putting yourself out there. Even
Building your list outside of the digital platforms.
yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Taking things offline, right?
'Cause that's really what you've done.
Mm,
Because I can't say that, like, like, I know you've got an Instagram and you have a website, but the power of what you do is the human connection and the in-person, networking. So tell me about, like, the structure of your events as they are now, because I know you got multiple cities. It started off small. Like, kinda walk us through the how it started and how it's going.
okay. It's so funny because I was just talking about this because I was looking at some old pictures. So I literally started having this event. The first time I had it, it was like at a co-working space that we had. Like, it was a nice co-working space, but it was so funny. It was a co-working space, was my first one, decent size. We used the desks that were already in place to have people showcase their businesses. So, we have a, like, expo component to the event. So we have these various holistic businesses that are promoting what they do. And then at one point in the event, within like the first 30 minutes, we're going to pause everything and we're going to do speed networking. So, sometimes
Mm,
people go to an event and they want to meet people, but they might be an introvert. They're, more shy. And so that one on one time where you're speed connecting and you're forced to talk to that person, I'm telling you, it's amazing what happens. Like the energy level rises in the room. People are so excited to have connected with someone that a lot of times they have something in common with.
mhm.
So we do that speed networking. And so everyone leaves there feeling like so good because they're like, oh, I connected and I made a great connection. They usually make multiple great connections.
I'm sure.
They talk to so many people. Um, and then we have raffles because our businesses are amazing and they give away like free sessions or products or services. So they do that. And then once again, we just allow people to have that time and space to exchange information. And within that, I'll announce like what we're all about and how we can help them too. So that is pretty much it's like 2 hours is jam-packed, but
Mhm.
it's, like, really, like, productive 2 hours.
And so it's just rinse and repeat across cities.
Yes.
And so they get together, they network, they collaborate, probably refer to each other, talk about who they are, who they serve, how they serve them. And then, like, what exactly is it that you all provide outside of, this a space to connect?
So we offer an opportunity to become a part of the network. We
Mhm,
also have an inner circle that we really, we're going to dive deeper than just a typical membership into how they can help to grow and expand their business. Um, then we have other opportunities where once you're in our membership, we're really like always got you top of mind when we're meeting other people because we want to know
mhm,
how we can connect you. So
mhm.
there's just, we've helped people do some pretty amazing things. Like the doctor I was telling you about earlier, he's actually going to be a part of an Amazon documentary from someone we met and we connected him to. And he was like, oh my gosh, like I've been.
Just from one connection, he got a whole documentary, a feature. I love that. That's how it works, though.
He's like, he says he's been a part of so many networks, and he's like, "No one's actually paid attention to me," but I think what he does is amazing. He's a gene therapist. He's also specializes in sickle cell. He also is a acupuncturist. Like, he does all these things, and I'm just like, "Oh, he's amazing." So, we're always thinking, of our members and how we can help expand what they're doing. We have another doctor. She is now the host of a podcast, the Feel Well podcast. So
Mhm.
she wants to be like this influencer in what she does. And when I first met her, she just wasn't sure what she was doing because she was going the holistic route in physical therapy, which is not
Mm.
normal at all.
Yeah, and it's not easy either. Yeah, yeah.
No, she's focused on nervous system,
Mhm.
adrenals, all that. And you don't usually
Lymph drainage, like, yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
You don't usually hear that. And so
Mm-mm.
when I first met her, she didn't even really know what to call herself. And I said, "Oh, you're a holistic physical therapist." And since then, she's like coined that term and she's claimed it. And she's hosting a podcast where she's really getting to she has some people she really looks up to that have amazing podcasts. So now she's doing the same thing. She's expanded her clientele significantly. She's been able to speak on multiple platforms. Like, it's just incredible to see the things that are happening.
I love this. Like, do you think now, kind of just asking some marketing questions, because, we got an audience of practitioners that are just always looking for, what's different, what's next, how do we stay ahead? And in my past episodes, I'm talking about AI, I'm talking about, funnels, talking about ads. It's the non-digital stuff that gets doctors stuck, because I personally believe to grow a business from scratch, or hell, to even grow, period, that you need to have like local events, local network. That's a personal belief, but you talk to us about the trends for offline marketing, for you, because I know that's largely what you do. And do you feel like this can work for just a regular brick and mortar, functional medicine doctor, integrative health coach, or anything like that?
Yeah. So when you say offline marketing, are you referring
Like,
to
I think I would consider events and in-person things offline. And a
so
lot of doctors don't wanna do that because it's much easier to email blast, it's much easier to get you in a funnel with a drip campaign, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like with the advances in marketing and everything is at your fingertips, I think it's kind of, some of us have hit the autopilot lazy button, and we're just trying to think, I need to launch online, I need to create a Facebook ad, I need to do an opt-in, to some PDF guide. All those things are great, but what about some of these more like hyper high touch, hyper connected things? Like, I feel like that would be a faster path to cash than anything.
it is, you're right. Lauren, you are so right.
I
Let me
mean,
tell
they
you
don't wanna
this.
do it though.
It's crazy. It's so powerful in-person events, like, actually having that face-to-face interaction. You can read body language, you can hear tone, you can like, all those things, they make a difference, and I think that's why, like, when our events, the energy, the last event we had was over a week ago, and so many people in that room, I would say at least 30 to 40% of the people were like, "Oh my gosh, the energy in this room." Like, was so high. Like, you could feel because our energy is, like, bouncing off of each other, right? We're all
Mhm,
energetic beings. So,
mhm.
having that in person, um, sometimes doctors might think, oh, maybe I'm just going to be too boring for like there's people out here, we're dying to hear the information. We don't care. Like we just want to know what you know. You have the knowledge. We want to know what it is. So you got to start getting creative and exactly what you're recommending, Lauren, getting out there. Even if they have if they have a location, opening their doors after hours to say, "Hey, I'm going to do a talk on this thing." And that thing could be the thing that most of your clients have issues with. Like focus on the highest issue that your clients have, your patients have.
Yep.
Um,
Like,
being
let's have some fun because I'm gonna make you think for a little bit.
okay.
Because this is something that I'm not gonna say I'm an expert in events and all that stuff. I just know it's necessary to be a part of your marketing plan if you have I don't care if it's brick and mortar or not. If you have a business that wants to earn money from humans, I definitely feel like you need to kinda get out there. So what are some of your, like, ideas? I'll give you some that I've done for clients of mine. I have some specialists that are in Atlanta. I have a direct primary care doctor too, and I had each of these are not in the same area, but I had them start their own very close-knit small group referral collective. So all they're gonna do and it was started by one person, it wasn't started by me, I just gave the idea, I just coach them up. And so her job is to get 12 non-competing specialists, right? Because 'Cause we're not holistic, not everybody's a go-giver,
Yeah.
like it's a different side of medicine. But she needs 12 of these because 12 is just a great number. I don't know why, but it's
It
a
is.
great number. And, she's investing, paying for a dinner. She herself is paying for this dinner for them at a nice restaurant with a menu, and an agenda, and everybody needs to come ready to refer to each other. And that has been my, like, go-to for doctors putting themselves out there. It doesn't solve them connecting with patients, which is a different discussion, but, like, that's just one idea I've had, like, create your own local referral collective, invest in them, nurture them, be a leader for them. Like, what are other ideas and stuff like that that you know of that works?
That is so good. So that is an awesome way to connect and having that referral source amongst each other.
Mhm.
I love that. Um, having a mini lecture at their place or maybe having a Zoom online where they're inviting the community to be a part of it. Or maybe going to a library and renting a room and saying, I'm having an event at the library. It's a public library. You don't know who's going to walk in those doors. And a lot of people feel comfortable at a library, right? They're like, oh, it's a public place. Um, even partnering with like a coffee shop. Go to a coffee shop
Yes.
and say, hey, I would love to have a talk here. Sometimes coffee shops want more business or certain establishments want more business on a day that might be slow. You pick a slow day and then you're going to attract more people into the space. So there maybe negotiate with you to get the space for free because you're going to bring that value into their space. So those are
Love
just
that.
some things off the top of my head.
There I got a couple of more just because you got me thinking with the library. I had a client here. Hosted a screening of M Factor, the menopause movie. It's an amazing menopause movie if you haven't seen it. But she hosted like there is on their website it's set up for practitioners to be able to pay to host a screening. She hosted a screening at the library. It was 50 people, 50 strangers basically that showed up for that. I thought that was awesome. I have another one. She is connecting with her local businesses. So, like local restaurants, like privately owned. I don't know so much about how easy it is to infiltrate Whole Foods or Trader Joe's or any of these places, but there's smaller restaurants and smaller local owned grocery stores that don't mind to have your flyers, your magazines, that don't mind to host an event. I'm also encouraging doctors to actually invite their current clients because they're so focused on like, I need new business, I need new this or that. But most of the time, everyone's number one source of business is referrals, right?
There you go.
But they don't want to nurture it.
Your clients, your current patients, bring a friend. Say, "Oh, bring a friend and you'll get in free." Like, entice them to bring someone. That would be a potential new
Yep.
patient for you.
What
Um,
about collabs with gyms? So I used to own a gym. Girl, listen. I used to because our gym was a community-based one. So it wasn't an LA Fitness. It was our own private situation. So we had hundreds and hundreds of members. And the reason why they were there is because of community. They liked each other,
yeah.
right? And so it was up to me, which was an arduous process, to always have events
Mhm.
to keep them, in the mix.
Yeah.
And I would always be so happy when I would get an email from the Planet Smoothie down the street or from the physical therapist down the street. It's like, hey, can I come in and talk to your client? Yes,
Yeah.
please.
One
Let's
less
make
thing for you to do.
yeah, one less thing for me to do. Saturdays are busy. So we had connections with the physical therapist where we literally had like like a joint prescription pad, so to speak, where when someone get injured or pulled or tweak something, we're like, here, rip it, go down there to the physical therapist office. And in exchange, she saw all of my coaches and trainers for free whenever
Oh,
they
that's smart.
needed some sort of like adjustment or something.
Oh,
But
that's
people don't think, why don't people put themselves out there? What is it? Is it fear, ego? What is it?
it's fear. It's fear, and, it's like they have to do it one time to gain that confidence, and I will say, like, I think I am less fearful because I was in network marketing. Like,
Right, so that's
I've
you're
heard a
walking the
million
plank
no's.
every day.
Yeah, I hear no's all the time. I'm just like, "Okay, next." Like, in the
Mhm.
beginning, I was a bit more fearful, but you grow that thick skin, and it's amazing what can happen when people just put themselves out there, you know? So,
I agree, I totally agree, I really, really wish and so inside of your community, is where you are you teaching some of these soft skills,
yeah.
for doctors to be more relatable or think outside the box about how to grow their business?
Yep. Yes. It's important, like, because it's a different mindset. The
Mhm,
the practitioner mindset is different from typical business. Now, you'll find some doctors that are real savvy,
mhm,
but it's not as common, but I love to see it, and the ones that are teachable too, where, you're give them suggestions, you're give them that strategy, and they implement it, and you're like, "Okay, yes." So, but it's just not the norm for them because they're not taught that. Like, they're taught to be doctors. They're not taught how to actually run a business or how to attract new patients. And you would think that should be a part, like, for any degree,
mhm.
I think it should be a part of the curriculum. Because I look back now and I'm just like, there's so many degrees where if they would have just taught these pieces, it would be
I know.
a little easier.
I know, and still, to this day, there's not one dental school, medical school, naturopathic school, or any of that that actually teaches anything related to thriving in business. Not one. Still to this day. So, like, because I'm getting people fresh out of school buying
Too busy?
buying Oh, yeah, yeah, you know what I mean? So, like, I totally get it. So, in your opinion, where do you feel like the holistic wellness industry is headed now? Speaking like, totally holistic. We got all kinds of things happening in the government. They're taking out red dye, yay. Which is we got much farther to go than just red dye.
Yeah.
But I know, like, even with I think like the government food assistance is now like, changing their processes. Like you can't get soda, you can't get there's a lot of things happening in politics that
Mhm.
seems like holistic wellness is the way to go. It still doesn't mean that people want to pay for it, invest in it, do the work. Like from what you're seeing in trends, where do you see holistic wellness going and holistic wellness marketing?
Yeah, I've been in this arena now for 14 years,
Yeah.
and it has totally, like, it has become between what's happening currently and 2020 happening. There's a heightened awareness of natural health and wellness solutions. Definitely, like, it's way higher up here. There's so many conferences down here in South Florida for holistic and biohacking and all that. That
Yep.
was never
Yep.
That was not occurring, 14 years ago, not happening. We were having our small, more intimate events, sharing on one specific thing, not like all the things. So I definitely see it's so funny because one of our taglines is the future is holistic. And our goal really is to make holistic health and wellness mainstream. Now, there's definitely a need for the current type of medicine we have where,
Sure.
man, if you get in an accident and you need to be sewn up in
Mhm.
surgery, we
Mhm.
need that. But
Mhm.
when it comes to like everyday lifestyle, there's so many things that we can do where we're not, restricted to so many medications and all these other things. So I'm definitely seeing even what the numbers show. The industry right now, the health and wellness industry is in the over $6 trillion. So
$1,000,000,000.
it
Yeah.
keeps increasing. And so like people are looking for these solutions.
I know, and I'm so glad that there's people like you that are building this network for making folks easier to find. I'm a community person too, so I love what you're doing. I'm curious, how has this ride been for you as a Black female?
Mm.
Mm. Uh-huh. You didn't think I was gonna go there, did you? Uh-huh.
It's so funny. So, girl, we gonna go there. Okay, so 14 years ago, I've always been like, it's so funny because my family is plagued with so many different diseases, cancer,
Yours
diabetes.
too?
Oh,
Oh.
yeah. I'm like the health conscious one. So, I'm the crazy one in the family because they're like,
Oh, d
oh,
yeah, definitely.
yeah, Auntie
You're
Mitch always
touched.
wants a salad. Okay, whatever. That's not true. I eat all
You
kind of stuff. But
right.
14 years ago, when I started in the health and wellness with the business I was with, which is all just fruits and vegetables, that's all we're promoting, fruits and vegetables. I used to be the only person of color in the room. So we'd
Mhm.
have like an event and there'd be like 40 people. I'd be the only person of color. But what I decided, well, I didn't really decide, but who am I going to attract? People like me, right? So by like the third year, that demographic changed a lot because I was bringing in all these people that looked like me
Mhm.
into the business.
Mhm.
So my team was such a diverse group of people from these Caribbean islands, from South America, from, the US. So it's just like we brought that. And then now having this other business outside of that. So the Holistic Business Network, it has been very interesting because I have seen that I've been looked over for multiple opportunities. And the only thing I can say is because I know I'm a performer. Like I
Yeah.
take action. Like I work hard for my people. But there's certain instances where me and my partner, we're overlooked because we're women of color and they might go with someone who's a white male. And it's like, wow, that person isn't giving you as much opportunity as we are and doing all the things that we are. But I know that, like, I don't really say anything, but I know that's what the root of it is. Um, and so, there's still a long way to go. And so I continue to fight. Too bad for them. I'm a Leo. I don't stop. So I'm going to keep going and spreading this message and being the face because I also share there's a lot of holistic events happening down here, big conferences. And when I look up at the stage, there's hardly anyone.
Ain't none. Ain't none. Ain't is
And
the word. We're not on
listen,
stages. No, ma'am.
and I'm like, "What in the world?" I've been in this and so I'm just like, "No, I can't stop. I won't stop," because, you
Mhm.
know, a lot of these practices originated from Africa. Like, when they say biohacking, a lot of these things are from the original continent. So it's really interesting how we're not being represented. So
But they're using our stuff. Like, yeah, I you and I are completely aligned, and I remember when I got introduced, so I'm not 14 years in, I'm only 6 years in
mhm,
to, my holistic health journey, and when I got introduced to it, um, what what wound up happening was, like, I just got to this point where I was like, "Oh my god," because I always owned gyms, I've always been fit, you know, like, I haven't had, like, health issues. My parents who are deceased had, but, I kinda knew where my DNA could take me if
there
I
you
don't act right. But when I first got introduced to this, I was the only one of maybe one or 2 or 3 Black people in this room at this big old conference, and I'm hearing all these people talk about, how they're reversing dementia, and they are reversing diabetes, and like, getting rid of chronic fatigue, like eliminating it, right? Like it's not magic. It's like, through, using food as medicine and lifestyle and other holistic modalities. So I could not unhear, unsee,
there you
or like it changed everything for my family. And I hang around smart folk, right? I hang around highly degreed, educated folks. You know what I mean? Like we're like two birds of a feather. And that my friends of color ain't walking this walk, and it's not because they're dumb. It's there's no there's not this information to me is not widely available. It's for us it's second nature.
Mhm.
But for the masses, there's still so far to go, which is why I was sharing with you before I created Black Natural Health, because I absolutely want a platform specifically for people of color to find practitioners of color who understand their DNA and can communicate to them in a way that resonates, right? Like
Mhm.
this whole like whenever I see those summit those summit things with all the pictures of the speakers,
Yes.
I'll be looking too. I'm like, where we at? Where
Let's see. Is there anyone?
Yeah, because I can't how you gonna tell me about fatigue? You know what I mean? You don't know my life. You don't know how many lives I've lived before 9 a.m. as a Black woman, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so I this just, just as a colleague of yours, as a fan and an admirer of yours, keep going.
thank
You
you.
know, keep going, stay the course. Tell us about what the landscape of the Holistic Business Network is now. Like, how many chapters? What's your membership like? And like, what's happening this year? What are the goals for you this year?
So this currently, so we have over I think we're at 9 chapters right now because North
Nice.
Carolina's out. Um,
Atlanta will be there soon.
yes. Oh,
Hmm.
excited about that. 9 chapters around the country. Our membership is not only here in South Florida, we're around the country and also in Canada. Um, we are aiming to, I'm not at 100 yet. But there's a reason for that because I vet everyone and not everyone fits the bill.
Hmm.
Um, but we're getting close. And we know that with this year, we're ending with South Florida Wellness Week, which is a week of health and wellness pop ups around the Tri County area here in South
Hmm.
Florida. So Palm Beach, Broward, and Miami will be having events. And then we're ending it in a summit and a gala. And at this gala, we're going to be awarding amazing holistic businesses that are doing awesome things in this space. So I know the things that we have in action, along with the inner circle, and then some like if there's anyone who wants to get on a challenge where we're meeting up for 5 days a month
Hmm.
to really help you expand and grow in your business and give you those tools that you're going to need. We're doing that also. So there's just a lot in the pipe that we're super excited about. Um,
I love it. You're doing the good work. What's one thing that you want a business owner to walk away from this episode? What's one thing that you want them to either be inspired by or take action by? Like tell us, send us on out of here.
I want to inspire you to show up for yourself and your
Mm,
business because you're out here doing amazing work. But guess what? You're like the best kept secret. And it's time for that to stop because we know there's people that are out here doing way less, kind of
mm,
mediocre, but because
mhm.
they have this mouthpiece, and you don't even have to have like the gift of gab, right? You can put yourself out there by having visuals. Like if you're someone who writes better or can do a graphic, there's all kind of graphic apps. Write it down and make Chat GBT do it for
Make you
you.
an image. Yep.
Yeah, make them do it for you, but get your message out there because you deserve to be heard and you deserve to have as big a pie as Big Pharma and all these other businesses out here are that are not helping people really heal. So that's my message.
I love that message. So tell us, Michelle, how can people find you?
We can be found from our website. If you go to theholisticbusinessnetwork.com, you can find us there. We're on and popping on Instagram all the time, posting at The Holistic Business Network on Instagram. That's where me and Lauren connected.
Yep.
And then I'm also on Facebook under Michelle Fletcher. I'm on LinkedIn. We also have the Holistic Business Network page on LinkedIn and my personal page, Michelle
Yep.
Fletcher. Been on there forever. So, all these places, even on
Yeah.
TikTok, I'm not even as
Are you a TikToker?
I'm not. I'll post occasionally, but
I have not put my foot in the TikTok pond yet. I'm learning TikTok Shop though because I have to. Like for as a marketer, I need to understand it. But we can find you in all the other places. I'm like, you TikTok?
yeah.
Yeah. But thank you, Michelle. This has been just awesome and inspiring. And I just really, really want the business owners that are the health entrepreneurs that are looking for ways to grow and you want to do something different. Human connection matters. In the world of AI, in the world of everybody's on Instagram and talking in group chats, please know that how we started was connecting with with humans, and this is how we're going to end. Like we're connected, we need that connection, and I want you to examine yourself in your own business and understand: is this a piece that you're missing? And if you haven't activated, then why not now? Right? There's no time better than the present. Make sure that you check out Michelle Fletcher on Instagram at the Holistic Business Network, on her website. And then all of her links and everything will be on the show notes. So I want you guys to head on over to my website, microsite.com. Check out the show notes, our YouTube, our Instagram. Follow me at I am Lauren Powers. This has been another amazing episode of the Power Moves Health Marketing Podcast. We will see you next week. Bye. Hey, y'all, thanks for tuning in to Power Moves Health Marketing Podcast. If you're ready to transform your practice with smarter strategies and cutting-edge tools, I want you to head over to microsite.com to book a strategy session with me and my team. While you're there, check out the show notes for links, resources, and my free Power Moves playbook. Remember, every move you make is a step toward becoming the health business leader you're meant to be. Let's keep building your momentum.